Yeah. Hey, everybody. How are we today? Let's see if we get any people come in the room. All Philippine Adventures going live. Today, we're going to talk about how you can kind of detect when you're chatting with a Filipina and you want to know if she's for real or married or fake or if she's just out for your money. I know a few good reasons. I'm going to tell you what to look for because I already went through it. To be honest with you, I was scammed by a girl from the Philippines, and it was scammed for quite a bit of money. I want y'all to understand something here. There's no chance in you bringing a Philippine girl here without actually going to the Philippines and meeting her. That's where I made the mistake many, many years ago. I also thought that I could bring a different person here too before, but maybe that'd be for another video. But this particular Philippine girl, she was telling me at the time, because I had no idea about the whole process and how to do actually bring a person here. And I can't remember, but I think I was trying to do like a tourist visa at the time or something like that, because it wasn't no K1. That wasn't no 90-day visa. It wasn't nothing like that. It was actually bring her here. And then I thought I could marry her here and then get her green card and all that stuff. Well, when the process of that all started, she said, I have to go get my medical. I have to go get my clearance from make sure she wasn't a criminal. And she showed me all these fake medical documents and her, what is it, NBI clearance? Is that what it is, babe? Yeah, she showed me this fake NBI clearance. It might have been real, I don't know, but it actually had the date on it. She sent it to me. Back then, we were talking on Messenger, I believe, or something like that. It was actually Yahoo Messenger. And she told me that because I sent the money for the medical, I sent the money for the NBI clearance, I sent the money for the actual visa. She said we have to go in there and I get an interview and they do the visa, blah, 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 blah. But I never knew anything about it. So this was the scam part about it all. And at the time, I was actually giving her a few bucks for like, I guess for foods and, things like that. But I wasn't giving her a lot of money for that. The big money was coming from me when I was giving her the money for all the things that she said she had to do to get her visa. Well, after a few $1,000s later, she was like saying she had her NBI clearance, she had her medical clearance. Guys, stop. Shay, stop. But anyways, she had all that clearance. As soon as I do something, the dog's got to do stuff like that. It's like every time. But she said she had all of her clearances for everything. She had everything. Her interview, she said she went to. And now, of course, I understand. She can do all that stuff, but like without me actually meeting her in person and to not be able to meet somebody, you got to have like doctors and all this kind of different stuff to give I guess to give for Manila when you go to the interview for reasonings why, when you send the paperwork in, why you can't actually make the trip to the Philippines. And I heard that's almost impossible to get a visa if you don't go there and get pictures and, hang out with them and get all the pictures and all the documents you need for the actual K1 visa is what me and LL here did, Leonisa. But like you can send them all that money and you can do all that, but make sure you go there first, visit with them, get to know the person, um, make sure you know everything about the girl that you're going there for or the guy in that case. Don't just take their word for it and start sending them money for this stuff and that stuff, and next thing you know, you're out. By the time I gave her money for the plane ticket, all that stuff, and food, and I bought her clothing, bought her things. It was probably almost, I don't know, $4,000 to $6,000. I don't remember the actual total amount because I actually supposedly bought a plane ticket and all that. And I swear to God, when I checked the flight coming in and everything, the flight actually was there. So they go that deep into checking the flight statuses and all this stuff. Showed me the ticket or e-ticket. They probably just printed I don't know, like they didn't even pay for the ticket. It just was like an itinerary, but it wasn't the actual ticket. But back then, I didn't know. I think I was in early 40s, late 30s. I don't even remember where I was at that time. But I know I was stupid. I should have never done that. But I did. I paid a lot of money. It was tons and tons of money. And then what happened when it came time for her to actually get on board the plane, and me and my son Zachary were going to pick her up at Nashville International, I get a phone call from a man saying that she got in this horrific car accident and she's not going to make it on her way to the airport and all this. And I was like, why didn't somebody call me like a day ago? Because I really believed him at the time. And my son was sad. He was crying. Because we talked to the girl on cam. We talked to her every day. And, but like I said, that was Yahoo Messenger back then. And now that you got Facebook and you got Messenger and you have better, hold on, what's that? You got Messenger and Facebook. You can actually Google people and see what social media sites they're signed up to. Like even my wife here, I Googled her name and it told me every social media site she was on, all the way to Twitter, and she don't use Twitter, and all of them. It'll tell everyone they're on. If you Google their name, it'll tell you how many different Facebook accounts they have, everything. But a lot of times what they do is they try to just get a normal Philippine girl that cares about you and loves you. She's not going to ask you for money at the beginning. She's not going to ask you for pretty much nothing. Like my wife was working and she was like breathing in chemicals and things that I didn't like after I got to know her. So I pretty much asked her to leave where she was working. I didn't want her. Like sometimes she'd come home and talk to me on cam. I swear to God, it looks like she was floating. She was so high from the chemicals.
What?
Yeah, I swear to God. Remember I used to tell you, you're high. Remember that? I'm like, you ain't working there no more. She has asthma on top of it. And I was just like, I'm going to start taking over and I'm going to pay your way. You quit. And she's like, I don't want to quit till Christmas time because I get my, what was it called? 2 months salary?
13 months.
13 months salary. She said, I got to get my 13 month salary and I want to make sure I get it. And I said, don't worry about the 13 month salary. I'll give it to you. And she's like, no, I got to get that. I worked all year for that. And I said, okay, you work till December, go to your Christmas party, get your 13 month salary. And what was really weird about it was her work. Her boss at her work was like, once she met me, she kind of got like, she changed, I guess you would say. She changed to a whole different person. And when she changed, her boss was like, you used to be like, how you would say in school, an honor student. Well, she was like an honor worker. She was like one of the best workers, I guess. And you were always on time, never missed no days, didn't call out that much. And then once you met me, it was like She call out a lot all the time. She get in trouble, but I took care of her, so she was all good. But like my wife, she didn't ask for no money. Normally, a Philippine girl won't ask you for no money. Once you start giving them money, then that's on you. But most Philippine girls won't give them money. And in the Philippines, it's cheaper to live in there too. So they're lucky if they make $140. And that's working overtime every 15 days. So if they made $300 USD a month, that was a lot. Which I think it was 1,800 pesos. Was that what it was, babe? You make 1,800 pesos when you worked?
For 15 days,
Yeah.
I make if I work 6 to 6 and also until Sunday, I always get like almost $140 for 15 days.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, but it was like how much is 100? You were getting like only 1,800 pesos or something, right? 18,000 pesos
6 to 6 a day, like $7 or
a
$6.
day.
Yeah,
Yeah, but in pesos you weren't getting that much.
overtime you pay.
$100 is 5,000, and another $40. Yeah, you were only getting 1,800 pesos every 15 days. So she wasn't getting much money. So the apartment that I rented over there that she stayed in, she started out staying with a friend, and then the friend moved out because she went and built her own place or whatever when she lived with her mama. But she stayed with a friend, so I paid like, I don't know, roughly $70 a month for her to stay there with her. It was a 2-bedroom apartment, and then the friend moved out, so I just ended up paying the whole whatever it was with Wi-Fi, electric, water, the rent. I think it was like $120, $140 or $200. I don't even know what it was, but it was cheap for. I think it was like $200, wasn't it, with everything?
Yeah.
About $200 for the whole month. And then when I went over there, I had a place to stay. Didn't have to worry about hotel rooms, nothing like that. Bed, had a room, everything was good. I actually liked the place. It was better than a hotel. A hotel, you're kind of confined to a room, to where we had like the whole apartment. And I liked the area. The area was good. 7-Eleven was just a little walk down the street. McDonald's wasn't far. Gaisano Mall, or was it Gaisano? Gaisano, yeah, it wasn't far, just down the street. Um, Multi cabs are easy to catch. It was just really easy, everything. But just remember, you have to do the process. Anyways, we'll get back to the process. If you're doing a K1 visa, you have to go there, you have to meet them. You have to understand that once you meet them and you start the process, which what I did, I went through Athenaeum, and they did my visa, but they did the actual paperwork for us because I didn't know what I was doing with that. And I think it was about 600 USD for that. We got kind of a deal when we did it. I think it went up to 700 if you didn't get the deal. But we paid $600, and Mona Anthonyum, she was great. She pretty much did all the paperwork, sent me the paperwork here. I did all the signing, all the stuff. We gathered all the stuff while I was there. We put it all together, pictures, all that stuff, and then wrote our letter, how we met letter, all that good things. Took it out. When I left, my wife, LL, she took it over to Mona. Mona had her office put all the stuff together. They sent the stuff here to me to USA. I put the $535 check in there. I mailed it off, and then we got our NOA 1. And then after that, you wait. It took about 5 to 6 months. We got the NOA 2. That's when pretty much the interview stage started. She had to go get her. She had to go wait for, actually, Anthony and Mona. They got the visa. They got everything set up. I sent the money for the visa. I sent the money for the medical. She went and did it all. And then all she did was go to the interview in Manila, sent her over to Manila. She did the interview. Once she got done with the interview, she waited. The visa finally came in. We seen it on the website. Visa's processing. Then it said visa being mailed, and they mailed it right to the Athenaeum office. Once they sent it to the office, Leonisa went and picked it up. Then she did her CFO class, and then bam, visa in hand, CFO class done, set up the plane ticket. I went back over there to get her because I didn't want her to fly by herself. So I went back over there, stayed about another 15 days, and then after that, we had her bon voyage party, and that's how it works. So just remember, if you have no idea how the whole visa process works, Athenaeum International. How you say it?
Athenaeum.
Athenaeum International. Athenaeum International. If you have no idea on how to do the paperwork, just ask me or Athenaeum International in Cebu. They are awesome. They do everything for you. They even prepped her on the interview. Did kind of fake interview questions with her and just got her ready for the interview. It was awesome. To make a long story short, just remember, guys, don't just start handing a woman money because they say they need it for this or they need it for that. There's a lot of scams. There's a lot of deceptions. A lot of these women over there, they're married and they want you to send them money. Send me money, send me money. Even if they're going like this to you, don't send them no money. They ain't worth it to see some boobs or none of that stuff because they ain't gonna do that either. That's crazy. That's just somebody trying to scam you for your money. I know people that's been scammed a lot, and I've actually know some people. One person that's been scammed real good, but I'm not gonna name no names. I don't want to get into that one. But yeah, that is very, 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 very not no good if they're asking you and asking you and asking you and asking you for money. Because if they're asking you for money, they might even have a husband right there, like could be right here while she's on the camera like me. She could be right here going, ask him for 100, ask him for 20, ask him for this. You know, that's not good. So make sure you know the person good. Make sure you trust the person good. My wife and her family, her mother, I trust her 100%. I don't know what it was. I just adored her. I loved her right from the get-go. I think it only took me like a week, and I said, I love you. Usually it's the other way around. They're saying, I love you, and the next day. That's another thing with over there in the Philippines. A lot of girls, like if you start talking to them like this one day, the next day they automatically think that you're there. So if you're not looking for nobody right away, make sure you let them know I'm just chatting with you. This don't mean I love you. I don't want to hear none of that I love you stuff right away. If you don't love them and it ain't that instant connection like me and my wife had, we had an instant connection. It was like a miracle, kind of. I think it was God given because like I don't even know when the last time it was that we even had it. We don't even argue about nothing, do we? We kind of play argue. I said, we don't even argue about nothing. Kind of play argue, and I run my mouth more than anything, right? Yeah. Then I run my mouth, and she just listens to me. But I think that's the best thing to do. Just let somebody. Sometimes you gotta vent, you know, guys. It's just you get fed up sometimes, you know, and you just vent. So just beware of the Philippines and beware of the scams. It's a very great place. There's a lot of great people, but there's also some pretty bad people. So just beware and make sure you know what you're doing before you start the process. Don't just listen to what they tell you about starting the process. Make sure you do your homework, look, see what you want, make sure you know what you want. Like I said, just make sure everything's legit. Don't be like me. Don't be stupid. Anyways, guys, I'm going to end this video now. I'm going to go do some video on my wife making lumpia. What are you making, babe? Lumpia, pancit, what else?
Maha Blanca.
Maha Blanca. So I'm going to do some videos of her cooking pancit, lumpia, and Maha Blanca. If you enjoyed my video, give me a thumbs up. If you don't enjoy it, thumbs down. Please don't do that, but thumbs up, please. And subscribe. Please subscribe. Thank you.